divine. So having said that, the topic for today is man and his mental health. It's important to look at the very fact that a healthy mind in a healthy body is what you actually require to enjoy life. That after all, the basic reason we walk, believe me, I don't know anyone who walks without that as a basis, is that we want to be able to do a lot of those things that our bodies desire. Of course, there's a part of our body, of us as humans, that we cannot help based on what we do with our hands. That's what the Spirit of God does for us, feeding our souls and spirits. Now, in between this whole system is the mind. Nobody, as it is, with all due respect, Baokoto Vehihi, I'm Udwe, that if you really settle down to dissect an ant, you will find the heart. Even if you settle down for 1,000 years to dissect any human being, you will not find the mind. Nobody knows exactly where the mind is. And everything that has to do with health, mental health particularly, is at the level of the mind. It is the mind. The mind makes a man healthy or not. The person who sits down thinking of ill health every day may end up getting what Job said when he said those things that he had repeatedly thought about had now befallen him. And so the first thing, therefore, is to take care of our bodies through a healthy mind. What is the definition of health? First slide. Okay, I can even see the slide here. I've never really been here on this side, so that's good. First slide. The definition of health, first slide. This is the second slide, I think. Yes, this is the first slide. The definition of health is, it says that it's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So the things to look at there would just be well-being. The well-beingness of that person has to be complete, mentally, physically, and socially, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Now, it's important that how we act, feel, or think is under the influence of our mental state. There's a difference between mental state and mental health. Somebody has to have a normal mental state to be declared by the mental health physician as healthy. And there are things that they do in terms of mental state analysis to determine whether the person is healthy or not. There are so many questions they could ask if the person is seeing what others don't see and things like that. But one needs a normal mental state to be declared healthy. Now, it's also important that our capacity to deal with stressors, things that stress us in life, you regard as being directly proportional to how healthy we are or how robust our mental health is. Next slide. Now, there are predispositions. What do I mean by predispositions? If you subject 200 persons to the same stress, let's say somebody who used to earn a fixed salary every month, then suddenly that salary stops and he has no idea where it's going to come from, and there are 200 such persons. Some will sit down at one corner in their rooms with their head in hand, asking questions. Some others will get up and move around as if nothing has happened. A third group will get up and start looking for new jobs to do. That has nothing to do with what has happened to them, but their inner or internal constitution, what you call predisposing factors. That is, we have predispositions in every human being, and that will relate to genetic factors. We are all differently made genetically. Some persons can withstand an earthquake that takes the half of the town and they have no place to buy food from. They will find a way to survive without stress. Some others will not leave their house out of fear of another earthquake. In short, some will live in the bush knowing that at least there are no houses in the bush. So if there's an earthquake, he may not suffer. That's the way we